Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please
Hare
accept
Krishna.
your show program.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept our humble obeisances.
Accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Jai. Thank you, Maharaj, for joining us back for this third session. So I'd like to take the opportunity to welcome all the devotees for this 3 Saturday series. This is the final part of this 3 Saturday series by His Holiness Bhakti Vasudev Swami Maharaj. So on behalf of ISKCON of Richmond, we welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. So most of us know Maharaj very well, but just in case if someone new joined today, I would just like to say Maharaj is a senior Vaishnava in our movement, practicing and preaching and giving out this Krishna consciousness for many, many decades. Maharaj is originally from Nigeria. He joined there in early 80s, and he is the disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. Maharaj is a PhD, as we have heard Maharaj for last 2 sessions, that Maharaj has such an amazing understanding of leadership, organization, relationships, and psychology of people. And Maharaj do a presentation in context of our spiritual injunctions. So it's a wonderful combination. And I personally am looking very much for this presentation, that how do we relate with our subordinates, or how do we relate with our juniors in our devotee lifestyle, or in general also. So without any further ado, I would hand it over to Maharaj, and from here Maharaj will enlighten us on this topic, and then towards the end we will have a few question and answers. Over to you, Maharaj. Thank you.
All right, let's get started. Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyana Jana Salakaya Saksuram Militam Jena Tasma Se Gurave Namaha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Itinamani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Anirvisesa Sunyavadi Patsatya Disatarine Vancha kalpataribhya cha kripa sundubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Si Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Segora Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Richmond is like my home, you know. So each time I rejoined this very amazing family, I feel enthused. So today's discussion is on how to relate with subordinates, how to relate with younger devotees or junior devotees. So how do we go about that? First of all, effective interactions between senior devotees and younger devotees is essential to cohesive devotional community. Cohesive here in the sense that we want a unity of purpose. We want people to become more available for services. We want people to become our well-wishers, our lovers. And we want the devotees around us to feel loved. So how do we go about that? One of the basic fundamental principle is effective communication. Effective communication, what does that really imply? It implies that communication that produces positive social change. That communication that induces positive spiritual acceleration. That communication that enhances our loving relationship with Krishna. A younger devotee is more likely to trust you or a management or a team management or team leader when they feel valued, when they feel loved. So as an administrator, it is your responsibility. As a senior devotee, it is your responsibility to set things in order, to be able to facilitate that feeling loved, feeling cared for, and you have to be an enabler of high self-esteem for the devotees. So sometimes to deal with junior devotees or younger devotees, it seems like it's very simple, but it is very difficult, because what makes it difficult? We have a problem with false ego. And we think that we know it all. And either you follow my way or the highway. But we don't know it all. The more we understand our position, the more we realize that we can learn from even the younger devotees, from the junior devotees. And so there is no harm in being able to set a standard for appropriate behavior. Because it is important for our devotional relationship. It's important also for promoting ethics in our devotional communities. And not only being effective in communication or interaction, but we have to also communicate regularly with junior devotees, younger devotees. Just like you need to communicate regularly with your children. Because what does that matter? It matters because we can't say we love someone when we don't communicate. And some people, unfortunately, they don't want to be communicated with. And some people, they don't understand the very essence of communication. And so when someone is trying to communicate, they feel, why is he bothering me? Why is she bothering me? What does he want from me? What does she want from me? But we can't say we love someone, we care for someone, or we care for people when we do not communicate. Communication is the first symptom of love. Communication is the very first symptom of love. Can you imagine? You wake up in the morning and your child comes to you from their room and they can't greet you, or you can't greet them. How does that really show that you're deeply connected? So communicating with younger devotees is important for their growth and for our own growth too. Because if the younger devotees are concerned about their devotional career, we should be in a position to help them to grow. But without communication, how do we go about that? If without communication, how would we know that they have some challenges? They have some challenges, some problems impeding their devotional progress. So communication is very important because it helps to deepen our loving relationship with each other, our concern for each other, our love for Prabhupada, our love for the devotional community is enhanced by communication. So if we are among those millions and billions of people who are deficient in communication, we should understand that there's a lot we are missing in developing genuine and authentic relationships. Everybody does have some problems, but they want to see who really cares to listen to them. I want to see that you genuinely care to listen to them, then they will make you their confidant. But the point is, if you're too busy, and you don't have the time to communicate, then you better don't be a senior devotee. So being a senior devotee is a very heavy duty because it's full of demands. It's very demanding. And so I remember sometimes when my Guru Maharaj was on the planet, sometimes he's in another continent, and then he will call. And sometimes, that's the time I'm sleeping. And then, had to wake up to pick the call. So he was always in touch. So one may say, well, it's the duty of these junior devotees to always try to be in touch because it is their responsibility to be able to make inquiries. But yet, if we don't really create a sense of belonging with the junior devotees, we don't show them that we love them, we care for them, by being in touch with them, how will they really communicate their feelings, their incoherencies? How will they share their challenges in devotional service? And who will be there to help them to transcend those challenges? So, communication is very important, and it helps to generate trustworthiness. If we want to be only bureaucratic, yes, then we don't need to communicate. But bureaucracy is not the essence of developing a devotional family or a devotional community. And therefore, ISKCON or even Prabhupada underscores the importance of helping new devotees to maximize the development of their skills. And that's why we have all of these training programs. At Mayapur Institute, there are different training programs. You learn how to cook for the deities, to sew, to make clothes for the deity. You learn the sastra and all this stuff. So there is some senior who is communicating the message to the learners, to the younger ones. And so the regular communication is important for our collective growth. Not only should we provide, or not only should we make provisions for regular communication with the younger ones or junior ones, but we should also facilitate the professional development. Encourage junior devotees to seek out professional opportunities. As we make new devotees, or as we encourage new devotees to be part of our organization or part of our communities, we should provide intensive training and development programs for them. Show them the proper way to climb the devotional ladder. Resist urges to downplay the talent of rising stars or rising devotees. Some devotees, they come, but they make so much of progress. And sometimes we feel, where are they going? You're just too much in a hurry. No, this is not correct. It's our position to encourage these young devotees who are making hay while the sun shines. So we should not feel jealous or cloud our judgment when making recommendation for a leverage of our devotees. We should realize that our success as senior devotees or administrators is highly linked to the progress of the so-called junior devotees. If some devotees, some younger devotees are making progress, they're developing rapidly, the credit goes to the senior people. We should maintain positive devotional relationships. Establish respect and boundaries in our relationship with younger devotees. Spending too much time with younger devotees may raise concern about favoritism. It might even be against your organization or the guidelines of your organizations or your firm. Use your best judgment when deciding appropriateness of extra devotional activities with junior devotees. It is best to not decline gifts, but it is also important to understand that when you're accepting a gift, know that you are being propositioned. You're creating a bond. You're creating a bond of affinity. So we should be aware of this. We should think of ways of what to give to our younger junior devotees that helps to implant in them that we care for them and we love them. Because exchange of gifts is one of those symbols or signs of loving relationship, according to Rupa Goswami's Padasamrita. We should reinforce positive devotional behavior. When managing younger devotees or when leading younger devotees, we should praise their accomplishments, what they have done very expertly. We should not hesitate to recognize it and motivate them, because this is so important. Even Duryodhan, he recognized his members of his military phalanx. Before the war commenced, he was recognizing, all of these great warriors. Openly, he was recognizing them. So what about us? So showing appreciation for what younger devotees have done is capable of reinforcing them to be able to maintain that positive vibe, positive change. And keep in mind that each time we appreciate what someone has done, we are actually enhancing our spiritual upward mobility. Because basically what Krishna wants is that we should treat each and every one as members of the Christian family. So the junior, the younger devotees, we should see how we are acting in ways to reinforce their positive behaviors. We should be team-oriented. Why team-oriented? Because there are a lot of benefits in being team-oriented. In fact, no one can really do anything by themselves. Take the example of a football team. We have the goalkeeper, we have the left forward player, we have the right forward player, we have the center player. And so all of these players, they work together. They play the ball, dribble here and there, pass it to somebody, and eventually they go to score the goal. But the result is that the credit goes to the whole, even not just the members of the team, but the whole of the state or country that they represent. So team orientation is very important. Why team orientation? Because we don't have the expertise in everything. So be a team player, because being a team player implies that we'll be able to get help in the areas that we're not very adept. So far, we are not octet electrons. We lack something. We need some help. We need someone to make some input. And being a team player enables people to become co-volunteers, and they'll be there to give the support that you need. Because no tree can make a forest. So the senior devotee is just one single person, but then we have so many people around who are there to support, and he or she is able to facilitate the support system. We are the volunteer. And keep in mind, volunteer work is not so easy. If you're being paid for a job, yeah, you can put in your energy to be able to get your pay. But volunteer work, you're not being paid. And so except we have that, the senior people provide some support through team orientation, it becomes difficult to motivate people, to inspire people to attain great accomplishments. So, next point that we want to discuss is that we need to develop authentic relationships with our junior devotees or our younger devotees. Authentic relationship means that we have to be genuine in our dealing with each other. A senior devotee should be in a position to be able to protect the younger devotee. It's not a bacha. It's not someone who is just waiting for the younger devotee to do some, make some error and then, batch him or batch her. He should be an inspirer who genuinely cares, authentically cares for the younger devotee. And then, in fact, you treat the younger devotee the same love that you give to your most beloved child or the person whom you love most in your life. That is how we should treat the younger devotee. So being a senior devotee is not a joke. So we should learn to have proper attitude towards their values. We should understand the younger devotees' modus operandi and modus vivendi. Modus operandi means the way they operate and the manner they operate, modus vivendi. So that when we observe their behavior or their values in a particular frame of mind or frame of a particular setting, we have to see whether this corroborates their modus operandi or modus vivendi. And if it does, then we should not see it something different. We should be able to adjust ourselves to suit their purpose. So, we should also become very expert. A senior devotee, I give an example of Prabhupada. Prabhupada went to Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. And at that time, this scientist had joined, what is his name? The one who is a physicist, he's late now. Anyway. So he asked the president, I don't know what I told this story before here, but he asked the president, where is this scientist? Is he here? So the president said, yes, he's here. So Prabhupada asked, what are you engaging him for? What is his engagement? Prabhupada said, we engage him to wash dishes. And so Prabhupada was a little bit upset about that. He said that all that you know is to engage people how to wash dishes, in washing dishes. That's a scientist. Send him to Bhakti Swarup Damodar Swami at the Bhaktivedanta Institute. So Prabhupada did not go to have an MBA or a doctor of business management who studied talent management. But here is someone who's coming from Goloka. He's endowed with all of the potentials that will help to manage or lead a global community. So the senior people must know how to engage the younger devotees. We have to find out the skills that they have so that we engage them accordingly. Because when we engage people according to their skills, their productivity will add value to our community. And also, it will help to facilitate high productivity, collective productivity. I remember when I joined, in the first year, after taking initiation, I was asked to be the manager for the BPT. And I did that service. It was the most difficult type of service I ever experienced because there was so much pressure. And after that service, it's like the whole of the region, people come from different countries, and you have to attend to them. You have to arrange on printing the books, We have to arrange it, importing, exporting the books. And you have to raise the money to pay all of that. So it wasn't a joke. But after 3 years, I began to relish that service. But then all of a sudden, my Guru Maharaj came and then he said, okay, you go be the president. There was some catastrophe in the society. There was some serious crisis. So then I was put to go and deal with the crisis. So the point is that here is someone who understands who to do or what to put in a particular place at a particular time. I was like, not for pride, I was like a fearless funk. And you put some people during the crisis, during the national crisis of the organization, you put some people there, they would run away, they would just carry your bag and then leave. And then I was thinking, okay, I signed my death warrant when I joined this movement, so let it be, whatever, I'm ready for anything. So the senior devotee, our spiritual master, he knew who to engage, what to engage this person for. That is talent leadership or talent management. A senior person must have the expertise or must learn to have the expertise to be able to understand the skills development of the junior devotees, so that in order to maximize productivity and excellence, they are engaged according to their skills. And that way it becomes easy. They will be happier doing the services based on their skills development. They will enjoy it. So I remember when I was invited by some professors to come to America for presentations at their conferences. And on arriving in America, later I stayed to be able to get a citizenship on the basis that this might facilitate further preaching. Because some devotees really wanted me to help with some academic preaching programs. So I got some standing instruction from my then GBC that do not take up any management service. You just preach. You do your academic preaching. That is the area you have a soft spot for. So again, this is talent management. The senior person, he understands or she understands this is area where you excel. You have to be engaged in this area. Yeah, these are, in the management sciences, talent management, that is a very broad area of research. And the people who have expertise in talent management, they make great organizations. They make great productivities. They make wonderful excellence in their job performance. And so it is important for us as an organization or as a community to be able to have a reorientation of talent management, because that helps to forestall any types of shortcomings and disadvantage or misgivings in our communities regarding the services we have to do for Srila Prabhupada. So, over and above everything else is that we have to see the junior devotee as Prabhupada's daughter, Prabhupada's son. How do we treat Prabhupada's son and Prabhupada's daughter? The people who come to our movement, they are not ordinary people. Someone may come today, and in a short while, they excel in their devotional development. That is because they are the carryover from previous life. So when people come to us, we have to understand that they were sent by Prabhupada, they were sent by Krishna. And at best, to be able to protect ourselves from offenses, we should see the young devotees as Prabhupada's children. And in that way, treat them very nicely so that they have a sense of belonging. So that they feel part of the community. So that they see the organization as their organization. So that they don't see themselves being used. We have to empower the younger devotees to be able to do the things that they love to do so that they feel happy and have a sense of belonging. Yes. Any comments or questions on this point?
Wow, Maharaj, just speechless to hear so many wonderful instructions and so many wonderful points you have made in this short but very powerful presentation. I mean, truly, Maharaj, so many valuable points on effective communication, what effective communication means, interactions, how these interactions be based on respect should be maintained, the talent should be encouraged, the praise and recognition should be there. And amazing point which you mentioned that we have to treat as Prabhupada's sons and daughters. That is very powerful. So thank you, Maharaj, for enlightening us on this topic. I feel that this should be heard by all of our ISKCON globally. Everyone should hear this talk. So important for our organization, for our relationship, for our communities. So very grateful, Maharaj. Thank you very much. So at this point, we can see if anyone has any questions or comments. So if you would like to ask a question to Maharaj, we are a small group today, so you can unmute yourself and then you can ask your question, or if you want to add anything, please do so.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, Maharaj.
Did you record this talk?
Yes, we are recording this, Maharaj, and this is also on YouTube going live. So we will send you the link also if you want to share with anyone. This is
I need the link for this. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, Maharaj.
Because this is very I know it's a professional presentation.
Yes, absolutely, Maharaj. All these points are very important. Okay, so see if anyone has any questions at this point.
Any comments or questions?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my
Hey, I miss you, Shyam.
Same here, Maharaj. We miss you in person in Richmond, Maharaj. Maharaj,
yes, what is the question?
It's as Divana Prabhuji mentioned, just echoing what Divana Prabhuji, it's very nice class, Maharaj. Very useful topics that you mentioned. One thing, Maharaj, is the communication. Communication is a very deep subject, and it's it's very sensitive as well. So sometimes when based on my experiment, my past experience, when we deal with either fresh devotees or maybe junior devotees or some junior people, when we say like a suggestion or something, if they say so many reasons, if we do this way, this is going to happen. If ultimately they want to do what they want to do, what they had come up with. So in that scenario, Maharaj, we say, as a senior person, we have to give up what they want to do, or we have to, because as you mentioned in the beginning of the topic, either my way or highway. Okay. So we have to let them whatever they want to do, or we have to explain them this is the way. If you do this, this is going to happen like this, or how we handle that situation.
Okay, that's a nice inquiry, nice question, Sham. So here it is. The jiva basically doesn't want to be controlled.
Mm.
The jiva wants to exercise control over everything else. The jiva, the conditioned soul, wants to exploit the resources of nature. The jiva wants to control the whole world. I mean, look at what is happening in America. We want to control the whole world. We want to control the sky. We want to control everything. But right in the streets of New York, you find how much killing, homicide is going on every day. Yet we can't control ourselves, but we want to control the whole universe. So when people come to us, people come to our society. One way to be able to encourage them to do things in the right way is to be friendly. Don't be the one that gives orders. Don't be the one that show people, especially like I mentioned, volunteers. These are adults, they are not children. Don't be the one who demonstrates to people that, I am the boss. And you have to just follow my instructions. No one is ready for that.
Right.
Because they are coming as volunteers.
Correct.
We're not paying them. The only panacea to that situation is we have to create loving relationship with people. When they feel loved, when you ask them or you suggest to them what to do, they will happily do it. In as much as you have provided some explanation about the rationale for that type of activity. Now, sometimes we go to some of our temples, people come for the first time, and we asking them, hey, back to such, come and do this, come and do this, come and do this. But Prabhupada never did that. Prabhupada, at 26 Second Avenue, we should read the Planting the Seed. We see how Prabhupada dealt with all of these hippies, bombs, and potheads. He never tried to control them. But even little apple that he had, he would cut it into pieces and then, share it amongst them. So the point is that because we are a volunteer organization, it is very difficult to manage people. It's very difficult to lead organization and lead people. And therefore, we have to see how we are developing some deep, loving relationship with the devotees, people who are coming. We should create relationships with people who are coming. Loving relationship. We should be friendly with people who are coming. And voluntarily, we should serve them. And voluntarily, one day, everybody has some intelligence. One day, they will ask themselves, wait a minute, I've been coming here and, these people have been serving me. What can I do? They will even come to ask, what service can I do? But in the beginning, if we just want to show that we are powerful and we are the ogre, then we will spoil the relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah. Any other comments or questions?
Okay. Any other questions from anyone?
Okay.
If not, Maharaj, then I think that's it for now. And on behalf of all the devotees, once again, from all of our hearts, we want to express our gratitude to you, Maharaj, for giving us your invaluable time. I know you have some health issues. So, Maharaj, are you going to go to Vrindavan soon, or you'll be staying in?
I don't know yet, because of the situation here. I don't know for sure. I never thought that I was going to be in Mayapur for several months, but I end up staying here for several months. So I don't know yet.
But no plans of coming to US?
I have plans, but I don't have a ticket to come.
Okay. Okay.
If you send me a ticket, then I can tell you vividly, yes. Now, let me share something. Sometimes also some of our devotees, they want to know what during this COVID, what are some of the people, some of the devotees, what are they doing? Yes, I can share this. On the 18th of June, I had a chance to participate in a conference to make a presentation at the World Academy of Science, Engineering and Technology Conference in London.
Wow.
And the conference was on financial crime and control. I made a presentation of a research that I had conducted. Some years ago in the 1960s or thereabout, Prabhupada was in Chicago, and a police officer asked Prabhupada, "What is your movement going to do about crime?" So Prabhupada said, "Oh, you chant Hare Krishna, and crime will be minimized or reduced."
Yeah.
So in my research, which was essentially, forget about the academic jargons or academic highfalutin, but essentially in my research, I proved that chanting helps to promote or to prevent financial fraud. And that was basically scientifically presented. And you know what? This is the title of the research. Sonic, I call chanting because I'm in the management science, so it's not in religion where you say chanting because, chanting basically is a religious connotation. So I use the terminology sonic therapeutic intervention.
Wow.
To denote chanting. So the research was on understanding sonic therapeutic intervention in preventing financial fraud. A phenomenological study. So phenomenological study have to do with people's lived experience. And I conducted that research when I was in India during this COVID.
I see.
And, my presentation was rated so high. They gave me, this is the World Academy of Science, Engineering and Technology Forum. They gave me my presentation the best presentation award.
Wow, Haribo, that's amazing. Jai.
Krishna is a funny boy,
Good.
He uses somebody to, to be able to do something. But like he mentioned in the Gita, he told Arjuna, you just go and fight.
Yeah.
I've done everything. Go do the fight and get the credit.
Yeah.
So that was a very good experience in London. But the conference was done virtually, and again, just on the 22nd of July, I had another conference at Germany. Again, a program was presented virtually, and the Germany conference was so fun. Berlin. I used chapter 31 of Canto 3 of the Bhagavatam, where Lord Kapila instructs Devahuti about the movement of the living entity. That chapter, basically, in science, that is called embryology. So my presentation of July 22nd was on understanding embryology for promoting peace leadership.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Essentially, I was talking about how abortion creates and reinvents new ways for us to suffer, because everything we do has a corresponding reaction. And basically, when we kill people who are unborn, we kill children unborn, we are reigniting a negative polarity which later falls on the global society, on our communities, in the form of disturbances or even wars. So that presentation also was very much well received.
Wow.
And so I wanted to share this with you guys, because I'm basically part of the Richmond community, so to say.
Good. We feel very, very happy and fortunate about these wonderful services and accomplishments, Maharaj, and very proudly say that we had good fortune of your association in the past, and we really look forward for the future also, Maharaj. So thank you very, very much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for participating in this little discussion.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Hare Krishna. So thanks to all the devotees who participated in this 3 Saturday series. So we are concluding the series, but we'll for sure have Maharaj back again on this forum and hear from Maharaj again. So thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Bhakti Vasudev Swami Maharaj ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Gaur Premanandi. Hari.